Hardy Boys Clue Book 1, The Video Game Bandit, Chapter 6, A Secret in the Woods. Frank and Joe were standing there, confused, when a little boy walked up with red hair and freckles. He had chocolate around his mouth. He couldn't have been more than 6 or 7 years old. "Do you guys know my sister, Lisi?" he said. He pointed to the girl with freckles. She was running across the grass, reaching out to tag a boy with curly black hair. "Kind of," Frank said. It wasn't a lie. Not really. "Have you met her friend with the pink streak in her hair?" Joe asked. "Oh, Kendall?" the little boy said. "My mom and dad said they aren't allowed to hang out anymore. They always get in trouble when they're together." Joe raised his eyebrow at his brother. No wonder Lucy had been so nervous when they saw the picture of them together. She probably hadn't realized they would be on a website or that anyone else would be seeing them. If she wasn't allowed to hang out with Kendall, the pictures might get her in trouble. "Do you know where we could find Kendall?" Frank asked. The little boy shrugged. "I don't know. She was here before. My mom says Kendall likes doing her own thing, whatever that means." Joe scratched his head. It might have seemed like a small detail, but it would definitely help them. He and Frank had spent the last half hour looking at most of the crowded places. Maybe they should have been looking in the quiet rooms of the house or the place nobody else would go. "I have an idea," Joe said, waving for Frank to follow him. They thanked the boy and they headed off to the back of the yard, where the woods began. "Where are we going?" Frank asked. "To the quietest place here," Joe said. "Ellie's old treehouse. I walked around it before, but I never looked inside." "Good thinking," Frank said. He followed Joe, his feet crunching down on the dry leaves and twigs. Soon they could hear the treehouse to see the treehouse through the trees. It was dirty, and all the shutters were closed. When they got here, Joe knocked on the tiny door. "Kendall, are you there?" One of the shutters opened, and the girl with a pink streak in her hair peeked out. "Who's asking?" "We just have a question for you," Frank said. "Someone saw you in the Freeman's house around the time the Z Cross went missing. Did you see anything strange?" Kendall sighed. She closed the shutter and opened the door, letting them in. Frank and Joe both had to duck a little to walk around. They noticed she had a sketchbook. She was drawing different objects in the house, an old plastic teapot and some broken crayons. "I hope you didn't tell my mom I'm back here," she huffed. "No," Joe said. "We don't even know who your mom is." "We did talk to Lisi," Frank asked. "Are you two friends?" Kendall laughed. "Yeah, just don't tell her parents. That's why I was in Ellie's house before. Lisi and I had planned to hang out during the fashion show where her mom wouldn't notice. She's still upset over the expensive vase we broke the last time I went to their house. It was a total accident. I tripped and fell." "So you were in the house during the fashion show? Where?" "Well, actually, we stayed on the front porch playing Spit. You know, the card game," Kendall said. "Who won?" Frank asked. "Lisi did. She's pretty good." Kendall sat down on the floor of the playhouse and crossed her legs. She closed her sketchbook and put it on her lap. "Did you see anything suspicious?" Joe said. "No, you can ask Lisi too if you want. She was with me the whole time." Kendall twisted the piece of pink hair around her finger. "Is that it? I want to finish my drawing before the party ends." Joe looked at his older brother, wondering if they were thinking the same thing. Kendall seemed to be telling the truth. She hadn't even paused when Frank asked her who won the card game. "I think that's it," Frank said. "Let us know if you remember anything else," Joe added before they left. When they were far enough away from the playhouse, Frank finally spoke. "I think she's telling the truth." "Me too," Joe agreed, "which means our only other lead is the workers Mr. Freeman mentioned." Frank sped up, walking faster back to the party. "Let's talk to them as soon as we can," he said. "Everyone will be leaving soon. We're running out of time." Chapter 7, too many cooks.